In 1983, the CIA commissioned a study on consciousness that was so mind-blowing they classified it for 20 years. It's called the gateway process, and it scientifically explains how to make your consciousness leave your body, access other dimensions, and even manipulate physical reality. Yes, you heard me. Manipulate physical reality. And yes, I have the actual document right here. This isn't conspiracy theory. It's declassified and it's official. And yes, it's about to break your brain. Here's what happened. The CIA was getting reports that the Soviets were researching psychic phenomena, remote viewing, out-of-body experiences, consciousness manipulation. Cold War paranoia kicks in and the CIA, well, they panic. They need to know if consciousness can be weaponized. So they hire Robert Monroe and a team of scientists that studied altered states using something called Hemi-Sync, or hemispheric synchronization. They thought they'd debunk it all. Instead, they discovered something that threatened the entire materialistic worldview that you or I grew up believing in. The report, written by Army Lieutenant Colonel Wayne MacDonald, doesn't dance around it either. Page 1 starts with quantum mechanics, but by page 25, it's explaining how to transcend space and time. This isn't some woo-woo document, it's heavy physics, citing real scientists and real equations. Here's what the CIA concluded. First, consciousness is not confined to the physical body. They describe consciousness as a form of energy that exists in a quantum field they call the absolute. Secondly, your brain is a hologram interpreting a holographic universe. Reality isn't solid, it's a frequency domain that your consciousnness decodes into the 3D world you experience. And third, by synchronizing your brain hemispheres at specific frequencies around 7.5 Hz, you can shift your consciousness outside normal space-time. They call this Focus 10, Focus 12, up to Focus 21. But here's where it gets really wild. Page 19 describes something called Focus 15, the state where participants reported viewing future events accurately, accessing information from any point in space, communicating with non-physical intelligences, healing physical conditions through consciousness alone. The report states sufficient evidence exists to warrant belief that gateway participants can project their consciousness to remote locations and time periods. They're literally saying time travel through consciousness is possible. The CIA, yes, the CIA said that. So how does this work? Well, the gateway process uses binaural beats, different frequencies in each ear. They create a third frequency in your brain. This induces altered states systematically. So 4 Hz is for deep meditation, 7.5 Hz is for an out-of-body state, 10 Hz is for enhanced intuition, and 15 Hz is transcendent awareness. Combined with specific visualization techniques, participants reported leaving their bodies within days. Some described visiting other planets, and others claimed to access what they called the Akashic records, a cosmic database of all knowledge. Here's the kicker: the military kept using this. Declassified files show remote viewing programs continued into the 90s. Project Stargate, Project Grill Flame, they were using consciousness as a spy tool. And a recent declassified document showed that the CIA remote viewed the Ark of the Covenant. You can find this all online. Check it out yourself. It's wild. Now here's what should disturb you. Page 25 of the original report is missing. For 40 years, the most important page, the one that supposedly explains the ultimate potential of human consciousness, has been removed. Why? What was on that page that even a declassified document couldn't reveal? Consciousness researchers think it contained instructions for abilities that were just too dangerous, consciousness techniques that could destabilize society if widely known. Others believe it revealed something about the nature of reality that contradicts everything we're taught. But here's what we do know from the surviving pages. The CIA concluded that religion, mysticism, and the ancient practices like meditation aren't primitive superstitions. They're technologies for accessing the same quantum field that physics now describes. Think about what this means. The most powerful agency in the world studied consciousness and concluded you are not your body. Reality is malleable. Your mind can transcend space and time. Ancient spiritual practices are based on quantum physics. They knew this in 1983, they hid it, and while you were being taught you're just a biological machine in this random universe, they were training agents to remote view and astral project. This document essentially proves that every mystic tradition was right. Consciousness is fundamental, reality is secondary, and you have abilities you've been programmed to believe are impossible. I've linked the full CIA document in the description. Read it for yourself. Page 24 will especially blow your mind, and if you've had an out-of-body experience or anything similar, share it below. The best stories get featured. Oh, and ask yourself, if they declassified this, what are they still hiding? Stay curious, stay conscious, question everything, and join us next week on The Conscious Rising.